Hello. How is everybody doing? Happy Black Friday. This stock. I really want to be in this Tesla stock right now. And I hate getting in pre market. Definitely this early. Because it can happen. But I've been waiting for. Look at the barbecue no follow through. Then you had all the hype. Then you had this higher high here. No follow through. Even though this guy was probably important. Checked from him. And now we come back over. Here's a quick little lower high in pre-market. I should have just got in last night when it was up here. That's what I wanted to do, but I just times where I don't plan on doing something and then I do it. It's always a lot of the time it goes against me, and it's like if you had just not dabbled, you would be fine. So we'll go back to it in a little bit, but hopefully it bounces. I don't want to. I like the other thing is that like I'm when I get that way where I'm like, oh, it's I want to get in like uh, it basically I'm having the mindset that it is 100% going down, and we know that's just never the case in the stock market, right? Like it's a pretty viable setup, but if I am so sure that it's going to go down here, then um, I'm gonna like have a tough time getting stopped out of that trade, and I might try twice or three times, and then that's how you have yourself a really shitty day. So let's take a look at the future charts here. Get a good idea of what's going on. Crazy day yesterday. And I had it written down. What was more important, the technicals, the daily lower high scout, hourly oversold, golden pocket. Uh, you had 3 out of 4 or something like that, or it was the Nvidia earnings, and ended up being the technicals, and didn't really give you an entry too. I was actually looking short yesterday. I was looking short yesterday, and it just didn't give me what I wanted. Like I was looking for a little tiny lower high here to form that little 5 minute head and shoulders, or you could even call a man array. But I was looking for a little bit of a bounce here, stick my stop over here and let it roll. And as you see, it just kind of went all the way down, breaking multiple support levels. And there wasn't a lot of volume on these candles here. Like I'll show you. If we go to QQQ here, you can see that on these candles here, the ones that lead up to this level, this very important level here, there's 3 candles. One, two, three. Look at the volume on those candles. The volume on these candles were not great, right? And look at the volume up. So I mean that's a really nice candle on a bull break. And then you have like this consolidation, which the candles don't look great, but look at that. And it doesn't really ramp up until way down here, which is crazy that like there were people going short here because this was break of the high previous day. So this broke down, and then people got short right in here on sort of lower high, and it paid off for them. But I just thought that I said this to myself that when fears in the market, like the technical levels um play a lot smoother. And you can see that this little lower high right off this level hit right there, and then this little lower high hit right there. So there were support levels, but you just had to ignore the fact that we haven't bounced and just use those levels. And I think in extreme fear, those are when those work the best. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. So yeah, we had this rejection here all the way down. There was a little bounce here, but nothing really to write home about. You can make a case that we could bounce and maybe be looking for something like right around here, the lows of this break here, even though it kind of back tested it right there. SPY, same thing. Everything looks the same. This candle is insane. Is this not the most insane candle you've ever seen? And then look at this candle. I mean, this is the other thing too, right? Like this was a candle that happened that the same day, or in similar fashion, almost at the same exact level, actually. Wow, I didn't realize that. But it came down to here, and now we're back there again. So it's literally like the same. Look at this. This is crazy. Well, so if history repeats itself, then we're going back to the highs, eh? That's wild. Anyway, this is the biggest candle I've ever seen in my life. And they trapped a lot of people. Everybody was on the hype train, going long, Nvidia earnings, yada yada yada. Um, I'm glad I was a little bit hesitant. I was gonna go long on Meta, but it just never broke to the level I wanted it to, which was a good thing for me. So now what, right? Now what? Well, we're looking down at the 200-day. Monthly consolidation is technically started. We have a daily trend change to the bears. We have monthly consolidation starting. I mean, things are different now, I would think. All sectors hit the low yesterday. QQQ did bounce off of this high of structure level right here, which is, you could see this the high here of August, big pullback, a hold, and then we had follow through. So it's the first time we've touched this in a long time. And if this breaks, then I am going to think that we're coming down here to like this range right around here. Somewhere around here, I'd guess. So it's after a really big candle, we have a small gap down at the moment, still very early in the day. Sorry about that. And this whole thing is now flipped on its head. You could say this officially has been cracked. It didn't crack here, but it cracked here. And now we also have we have the SPY breaking down this level too. But SPY held the daily trend here, now lost it. It was tricky, very, very tricky. Not cool, not cool. XLF, gross. We know that the Dow got murdered yesterday. Oh, look at that. Wow. Yeah. Well, that sucks. Could have been all over that. Back test of this range here. And it's funny because this range, like, you see it here and you're like, okay, it bounces up. Is this still in play here? And you just say, yeah, as long as it stays above it. Double bottom tier. And then if it breaks this level, it's all she wrote. It did break the level, came up, and then rejected off of a nice confluence spot. So it gets confusing. Sometimes you just have to like take a chance. Not everything's gonna be perfect. And that's the hard part about this game. XLV, XLF. I mean, XLV still looks great. Let's look at these bad boys. We've got Google, stronger this morning. Google has some supports to still work on. I mean, if this thing's going to be weak, it's going to come down here. But it is one of the stronger names, and it does have a lot of support still. Like, I mean, this stuff might have to be worked through. And it could slice right through it, or it could just, have some trouble. But so Tesla bouncing here. Or trying to. Big candle here. And again, we have this purple range here. This purple range here is now getting a little bit disturbing in the sense where it's just been getting cut through quite a lot. I mean, it's just a high of this level here. I guess I could have just pulled this sideways range here. But now it's trying to stay above it. Fails. I mean, Tesla looks like it wants to go down for sure. The EMA, the 12 has passed through the 50, which is a bearish sign. It's a late indicator though, and you can be looking right down at the 200. It broke bear here. Maybe a little bit of worrisome there. Boom, boom, boom. But up a little bit pre-market. A 40th of a percent. So no gap down there. Looking at the hourly time frame. Potentially an hourly bear flag. Let's do the work. So there really was no hourly bounce until pre-market, but if we take this all the way down to the low here, that means anything under this little level right here is going to be a bear flag. Now, if it gets over this level, or if it gets to this level, then I'm back to thinking about, okay, this red level again, right? But as I just said before, sometimes you just have to like throw stuff out the window, which is hard to do. Amazon here in this weekly range. We did mention that we thought that price wanted to come down here. Got a little bounce off the 50 here. Let's see how this one panned out yesterday. There were some names, not in tech though, that did give you a little lower high. Yeah, I guess it kind of did, but there were other ones. I think it might have been the quantum names. One of those names gave you a nice little 5 minute head and shoulders. So Microsoft is actually a little bit beat up here. Ugh. See, this is gross because like these are the ones where I wanna be on this one. I just wasn't looking at Microsoft yesterday. But you could see that it just respected that valley area low so well. I mean, you had this sideways range here, the bear break, and then you had it try to boom. And like, I mean, you could literally have gotten in on the break of this candle here. Low pre-market break, right? Put your stop at the high here, and then take the bath. Or you could have just used this guy and started to scale in with the stop above it. Hmm. Meta did not get. I was gonna get in Meta if it broke this little sideways range bullish, and it never could. But a little bit of movement here. You can check on Tesla real fast. This is back into the range again. All right. Let me hop back in a little bit. I'll be back in a. I don't want to. I don't know how to just turn off my camera, so I'm gonna have to just back out, and I'll hop back on in a little bit.